test. 1, 2. 1, 1, 1. Test. 1, 1.
I'm already too loud.
Test. 1, 2. Can you guys hear? Can everybody hear? Test. We're gonna do a quick test. By the way, we're missing a panelist. Erika Basurto is missing. I saw her downstairs. I know she's here. So if you guys see her, please grab her. Make sure she comes up here. Test. 1.
Erika.
Beatriz is here. I see her coming up here. We're missing Erika. If you guys see Erika, bring her up here.
4, yes.
We're getting ready to talk real estate. You guys want to talk some real estate? Yeah? Oh, no. We got to wake you guys up. Here. There we go. There's our third panelist. We're just missing one. Oh, no. Come on up here.
There you go, man. Right there.
Test. Test 1, test 2. Want to make sure that everything's working right. Test 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2.
Do you want one? Do you want one? I have one.
Test. Those sound really good. You can turn that one on and test it.
A tripod.
It's not on yet? Okay.
But you guys are doing
test 1, 2. Try it now.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
There you go. You got to put it close to your mouth.
Hello.
Yeah, you're good. Try that one. Test.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
I've never been told I'm quiet, so.
All right, somebody help me find Erika Basurto, please. She's missing. I know she was here. Make sure she's not at the taco truck. Test 1, 2, test. Excuse me, guys.
I brought my little one. Ooh, kind of little.
Does it go any higher?
A lot. Oh, we need some better lighting, girl. Let me bring that in.
I hate down angles, but let me see. What does it look like?
We need to look good for these selfies. Your beer might be in danger there. It might be in danger of me drinking it. Yeah.
I'm good. I have a fan. You get to the fan.
Hey. I sent the whole crew to go find you.
I don't have 0.5.
All right, we're doing a quick sound test.
Where's that fan?
Test. You guys want to test that mic? We're going to have to share this mic on this side, okay?
Sounds good.
So get ready. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Hey, while we get started, let's have a quick conversation just because we need to test the mics and we need to test the sound. Let's talk about this market, which is crazy. And everybody that I've spoken here tonight, can you hear me? You cannot hear me? Okay. I see some people that are...
We can only hear you right here.
Okay, you can hear me right here. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? You guys in the back, you guys can hear me? Who can't hear me? Raise your hand. Yeah?
I think it's
A little bit?
I think it's the music.
You think it's the music? All right, we're gonna turn that music down just a little bit in just a second. And then we're gonna get started. In the meantime, I wanna go around the room. Let's do a quick intro. Let's talk about what we do, what we specialize in, and then let's talk about the market so we can get all the sound right. Does that work for you guys? All right, so let's start on this side with Ruby. Go ahead, Ruby.
All right, well, my name is Miranda. I am a residential real estate agent and I am an investor. And we're also going to talk about the market?
No, we're going to talk about that next.
Okay.
That's perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Andrea Cruz. I am a real estate investor and I run a wholesale operation.
Woohoo! Nice.
My name is Beatriz, and can you guys hear me good?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was about to take her mic. I'm a real estate developer and I also have a mortgage company.
Hola, mi nombre, ¿sí me escuchan?
Fuerte,
¿Se
más
oye?
fuerte.
¿No? I am. Okay.
There it is.
Mi nombre es Erika Basurto y yo soy inversionista y tengo una operación de wholesaling también.
Did everybody hear Erika? Yeah? You guys all heard her? No? You guys heard her a little bit? We might need you to speak up just a little bit, okay?
A ver ahí.
There you go.
Mejor.
There you go.
Es que soy nueva en esto del micrófono.
Con ganas, Erika.
Bueno, yo soy Erika Basurto, soy inversionista y también tengo una operación de wholesaling, hago fix and flip, tengo propiedades de renta, terrenos, mobile homes y también soy coach de bienes raíces para la comunidad hispana en español.
Y para que sepan, todo lo que vamos a platicar con Erika hoy lo vamos a hablar en español, right? So we're going to have a bilingual panel. This is the first time we've ever had a panel that is both in English and Spanish. So if you don't catch something, if you miss something, it's all right. Don't worry. Just nudge the person to the right of you and ask them, what the heck did they say? You guys can go ahead and practice that right now. Just nudge the person to the right.
So what you're saying, Alan, is that we can go Tex-Mex up here. We can be like, hey, hablamos español, and it's totally cool, right?
100% Tex-Mex.
All right.
And, you know, interesting
Spanglish.
if you start thinking about like the market that we're in, you can't hear me? You can't hear her? Can you hear me?
This is the mic.
This is the whoa! Hey, this. I don't know what you guys did with this mic, but I sound sexy on this thing. Damn, I got extra bass on this thing. All right, we'll just share this one. All right. Do I need to turn the other one off? Turn the other one off. Okay. Here's the deal, guys. We decided when we put this panel together to one, make it bilingual. Make it to where everyone here understood that this is the Houston market. And two, we wanted to bring you guys 4 rock stars, people that are crushing it in this market. So let's clap it up for them right now for being here, for sharing. Because one of the things that we know about success is that it leaves a trail, right? Do we know that? And everyone here, I'm sure at some point, has followed someone else's breadcrumbs on that trail to success. And one of the things that we also know is that once you get to a certain level, the best way to contribute to our community is to give back. And I love the fact that I met with all of these ladies individually, and if you didn't catch our interviews, you missed out. I can 100% tell you that if you missed the interview that we had individually, you missed a ton of really good content, because I asked them everything about their business, how it works, what they're doing, and today we're going to get a chance to ask them the exact same thing. Now, the beautiful thing about this panel is that everyone here has a little bit of a different niche. These aren't just 4 realtors or 4 loan officers. No, there's a little bit of everything. And I want to show you guys that it doesn't matter that we have a crazy market, and whether you think it's a good market or a bad market, it's totally up to you. What we have is a new market and a new way of operating and a new way of getting things done. So we're going to talk about that real quick. And because we want to start with understanding what works and what doesn't, we're going to give everybody up here an opportunity to tell us about their specific niche and what are the pros and cons of that specific niche that they're in. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
Let's kick it off there, and we'll go from there. So let's kick it off on this side, because you started last time.
Yeah.
All right? So we're going to pass the mic to Erika. We're going to talk about what is your niche, what are the pros and cons of your niche in this market?
Okay, first of all, I do speak English for those who doesn't speak Spanish. It's just that I'm trying to be inclusive with some people who is in this event who I invited and they don't speak English. So, 70% of the information is going to be in English. They are awesome. So I'm doing this for those of you who doesn't speak Spanish. I'm a pioneer in the information about how to invest in Spanish for this community. Why? I'm doing this because we need better people in this community. When I'm teaching them how to invest, I'm not just doing something that makes me money. I'm doing better persons. in this community who can buy. How many of you have sold to a Hispanic person who is not informed? They don't have an idea how they're doing, right?
You
And
got a lot of hands over there.
yes, and you see them and you see how many people can take advantage of these people, or how much money this person is making, and they don't have an idea they can invest. And they are my neighbors, and they are my clients, and you don't know how to help them. So I'm educating that people. That's why I invite them into all these events, and I say, even if you don't speak English, come over. You're gonna learn maybe 30% as I did at the beginning, but you're gonna learn and be part of this community. We are in Houston. 48% of this city is Hispanic, and 38% speak Spanish. So we need to have more information in Spanish. That's why I do this. So I just wanted to say this, and thank you for some of you who doesn't speak Spanish, and anyway you listen to me, okay? Thank you.
I think most of the people here speak Spanish, just so you know. I don't know if it's 38%. I'm thinking more like 78%. I think we're good.
Gracias. Bueno, lo que yo me dedico más que nada es hacer wholesaling, pero también, yo les digo, hacer wholesaling no te hace un wholesaler, te hace un inversionista más sofisticado. Es como ser un electricista que tiene muchas herramientas. Una de tus herramientas es wholesaling, y lo usamos, yo empecé obviamente para crear capital, eventualmente lo usamos para encontrar propiedades de fix and flip y para tener propiedades de renta. ¿Cuáles son los retos en este momento? Todos lo saben. No hay suficientes compradores. Las ofertas cash, como Josué sabe, porque él me provee un servicio de asistentes virtuales, no están funcionando al 100%. Entonces, claro, hay retos, nos estamos ajustando, y obviamente he visto que al contribuir entre nosotros nos ha ayudado. El juntarnos 2 o 3 personas, encontrar propiedades, el pasarnos los días, en ver no funciona para mí, funciona para ti. Oye, tú tienes a alguien que lo pueda comprar, eso nos ha ayudado. So, básicamente ese es un reto. Pero ¿cuándo no lo ha habido? Los retos es todo el tiempo.
Lo interesante de tu negocio que me encanta es que lo haces wholesaling como parte de un esquema más grande, de un negocio más grande. Como que wholesaling solamente es una parte de tu negocio, y estás comprando, estás vendiendo, estás renovando, estás adquiriendo casas, y aparte también tienes agentes que trabajan contigo. Me encanta lo que estás haciendo con eso. Y por lo que me estoy dando cuenta es que también en wholesaling estás viendo un mercado completamente diferente, ¿verdad?
Totalmente. Y Andrea, que también hace wholesaling, te lo puede decir, porque yo he visto veces que cierro 6, 7 deals y meses donde no cierro ni uno, ¿no? Como decimos en México, a veces que nada el pato y hay veces que ni agua bebe. Hay veces que no hay nada, pero el chiste es mantenerte. A lo mejor hay días en que hay que meterle menos dinero a una cosa y poner los pies, ponerte las botas y salir a trabajar. Es nada más es ajustarte al mercado.
Y ahorita vamos a hablar del trabajo que se tiene que hacer ahorita para poder salir en adelante en este mercado que tenemos ahorita. Vamos a pasarle el mercado a mi otra invitada, Beatriz, porque ella tiene un negocio completamente diferente, and she's going to tell us in English. Go ahead.
Yes, although I am bilingual, I speak better in English, so that's how I'm going to tell you guys what I do. So I run a mortgage company, but I also am a builder on the side. So some of the pros of being in this type of industry right now is the fact that there are so many people that are not buying houses because of the interest rates. And builders are still winning in this market because they're able to offer incentives that you can't get on resales. I've had many agents come and tell me, hey, the new construction builders are taking all the deals, they're offering buy downs, they're offering paying for seller concessions, right? And so when we think about what are we gonna do with our new builds when it's time to sell them, we're incorporating those same principles, right? So that gives us an advantage in the market. Another advantage to doing construction lending in particular is that there's not a lot of lenders that offer this type of product. You can probably find a residential lender on any corner, right? They can help you with FHA, conventional, DSCRs, and things like that. But you're not going to find a construction lender on every corner. And that's what gives us an advantage in the market.
I think what I'm hearing is you've taken a niche. You've picked a niche, and you're really cornering the market on that. Am I getting that right?
That is correct.
Absolutely. All right, let's pass the mic along. Go ahead, Andrea.
Hey guys, so my name's Andrea. I run a wholesale. I started off as a wholesaler. I was one person doing everything, but slowly I built a real estate solution company. What does that mean? That means that I'm able to offer, and this is what kind of makes me different from different wholesalers. I build my company to be a real estate solution company. We're not a real estate investment company, but we're a real estate solution company. So we offer every type of service you can think of. We do listings, we do novations, we do owner finance, sub-twos. I mean, whatever strategy you can think of, we've done it. And that has opened the doors for us because now we're not just going with one formula. We're doing every type of formula, analyzing the deal up and down so we can make sure we can turn it into a win-win situations with the seller and with ourselves. So that's what's really kind of put me aside from different companies, is that I just become a better problem solver. So I can solve people's problems. So the better problem solver you become, the more money you'll make.
And I love that because when you and I met, I got the feeling that the reason why your business was growing was because you weren't just looking out for yourself, you were bringing solutions to people. And of course you're going to make money along the way, right? Like that's part of the game of being in real estate, but you were bringing multiple solutions to your clients, to the people that were reaching out to you and saying, hey, if this doesn't work, this can work. Or if that doesn't work, then this can work. What works best for you? And I thought that was genius about the way that your company was set up. And I love the fact that you're using that as a way to propel and to teach others as far as being a solutions provider, not just a buyer of houses, which everyone can buy houses, right?
Right. And another thing that helped was that I turned my business into different programs. So all my exit strategies, I'm not saying, hey, it's a program base. You know, we got platinum listings, premium listings. We got the novations that we call them different names. We got the fresh start, which is our sub-twos. We have the rent-to-own VIP, which is our owner finance. Guys, that really changed my business because we're speaking a different language to these sellers now, and they're understanding what programs we're offering them and why they help in their solution, in their problem.
Did you guys catch that? Turn every solution into a program?
Yes.
That's a golden nugget right there. All right, let's pass the mic along. Thank you so much.
I got my mic.
Oh, she's got her own mic.
Me? All right. So I am mostly, am I a little too loud? Sorry. I am mostly a residential realtor. That is my prime business. That is my bread and butter. And I do investment it is a lucrative business that I do investment, and it started really as a hobby. I like real estate. I like buying and selling homes. I love flipping houses. And actually, it was at a NAREP event that changed my life and it changed my perspective. And it said, you are, as a real estate professional, you are on the front lines. You are the first person they contact when they have an issue. Whether it's they want to, again, like she said, you're offering solutions. They're calling you because they have to sell the home for a job change, because they want to downsize, upsize. They are in deferment. They're behind on their payments. There's a possible foreclosure. Or sometimes they have a house that's paid off, but the house is ugly, it's in disarray, and there's nothing they can do with that, and they need to exit out of it. And as a real estate professional is on those front lines, the opportunity for us to grow our portfolio and to plan for our retirement is higher than anybody else out there. Because what that particular NAREP event that I went to, they said, what's the average age of the room out here? And the average age of the room was probably about 40. Most people, real estate is a second career. It is typically not the first career people get into, with the exception of these young guys right here, right, that are trying to break in. Woo, got more power to y'all guys. And the thing is that when you are, when you're getting into that field, you have to think, what is my retirement plan? What is my exit plan? Not from properties. What is my exit plan from this business? Because when I retire, I do not have a 401k. I do not have any of those retirement things. What I do have is rental properties and my investment portfolio. That's what I do have. And so my goal is, when I heard it from there, was own 20 doors. If you own 20 doors, it is not about the income that you are getting today. It's about the income that you're going to get in 20 years when you're ready to retire, and somebody else has paid those houses off, and now you're generating that income on that full monthly payment, and you're able to have that strong. And not, guys, if y'all do the math on 20 houses at the rate of the rental rates are growing, you're looking at like $450,000 in passive income if you own 20 doors. And as real estate professionals, we are on the front lines and we get the first opportunity before anybody else. Because when people think about buying or selling a property, they think about a realtor. They call you from Google, they call you from their friends. How can you help me? Have those solutions ready. No, I go into a property, I go and I tell them, hey, we can sell it. This is if they tell me ahead of time my house is in disarray and it has all these issues and I know that it's going to be an investment property, I do let them know this is how much the after repair value is. And this is how much it's going to cost to renovate. Do you have that money? If you have the money, I'm happy to guide you through that process so that you can make the extra money. Most of the time, they don't have the money and they want to move forward. Fabulous. Now that you don't want to move forward, this is what an investor proposal is most likely going to look like. Now you have additional options. I'm an investor. How does that number look? It looks great. Fabulous. Now I'm an investor. You can sell it to me and I'm happy to take this property off your hands and do something beautiful with it. Or I can list it for you on the open market and find somebody else if you don't want me to be the investor that's holding it. Or if you have the money, I can guide you through that process to get it renovated so you can double your income. So always remember, guys, we're on the front lines. They're looking to us for solutions. Have it self-locked and loaded and make sure that you are one of the solutions for them.
This is so good. I'm so happy we just touched on this. How many realtors do we have in the room? How many people with a license? We got a lot of realtors in the room. Interestingly enough, most realtors do not believe they can be investors.
Correct.
Most realtors feel like the minute that they walk into a room, they are now representing that client, and therefore they cannot also buy that property.
And so, speaking to that, I absolutely felt the same way. Because our fiduciary duty is to make sure that we put the client's needs above our own, always. No matter what, that is always our duty, to put their needs above our own. And in thinking that is why when I go into these investment properties, I present them with, this is the after repair value on this house. This is how much, if you sell it to an investor, they're going to sell it for this much. And yes, it'd be lovely if they could do this out of the kindness of their heart, but unfortunately they do have to make a profit. They do have to pay, they do have expenses, they do have to make a profit, and that's why they're going to do that. So I have found that when I present people, you can do this. This is the after repair value. I give them some rough estimates, and actually my estimates are pretty good. This is about how much it's going to be to renovate the property. Do you have that money? It's real easy. If they don't have it, they can't do it. And if they have to sell because the house is in disarray, they cannot live there anymore. I'm sure y'all have seen houses that just can't be occupied anymore, and people are living in these hoarder houses and homes that are falling apart. And they literally, if they just could exit that, they could get a fresh start. You are doing these people a favor when you go in there when they're in distress and you're able to offer them a solution. Sorry.
Andrea says one of her programs is called Fresh Start for that reason.
Girl,
hey, look at that.
I got a program for that. Give me a high five, killing hanging. All right, there you go.
I want you guys to notice that Ruby put together a scenario where she gives a full view of what that property is worth, and then she gives options to that seller. And giving those options gives the power to the seller to decide. And
it really is. Like, I am very transparent on homes that I buy. I tell them, I start off with, this is the ARV. This is how much it costs. Do you have the money? No, I don't. Great. This is how an investor formula is going to look. I already have it pre-typed out, the 70-30 formula. This is how it's going to fit. And I know not everybody's doing that. Like, I'm still getting properties like that because of the way I present it. And I tell them, this is the formula that most investors are going to use. So the majority of the offers are going to come in at this number. What do you think of this number after I've told you what needs to go into the repairs and what your after repair value is? Oh, if I could get that, I'd be happy. Great. Now I have a couple more options for you. So first option is I'm an investor and I'd be willing to take it off your hands for this price. I'd love to do this property for you. That's option one. Option two, we can list it on the open market. I'm totally okay with that. If you don't want me to be the investor, but you want me to find somebody, totally cool with doing that for you too. And guess what? Last year, I had 2 people take me up on the offer because they did have the money. They were like, yeah, I do have the money. I was like, fabulous. I'll call my contractors and get everybody over here, get everybody started. Give me full control. I'll make sure they get everything done for you. I'm not going to go out to the property, but I'm going to tell them, use this paint, use this tile, use this, and do all that other stuff. Same standard things we do at the other investment properties. And those people, raving fans now, they made both of them averaged about $60,000 more than they would have had any other agent, like she said. If we don't take care of them, somebody else is going to come take advantage of them. I'm not going to take advantage of them. She's not going to take it. We're not going to take advantage. We're going to let them know they have the options. You have the power to decide what you want to do with this property. And when you give them that kind of control, majority of the time, they will choose you because you were honest up front and you gave them all their options.
I love that. Did you guys take some notes on that one?
And I wanted to just kind of add to that. You know, people want solutions. They're calling you because they're expecting for you to fix their problems. So when you show up, you guide them. Like, you tell them, here are the options, and that's exactly what I do. This is the options I have available for you. You tell me which one you like, which one works best for you, and then they feel a little bit more like, okay, this person's educated because she's guiding me and on what to do. It's not like, oh, well, I only got this option for you. That's all you got to pick. So when you start having options for your sellers, they're more likely to go with you because everybody else is just giving them one option.
Yep.
So just wanted to give you that as a tip.
All right, I want to poll the audience real quick and see what they think, where they're at on this, all right? So we're going to ask you guys some questions. Is everybody okay with raising their hand if this applies to them? All right, there's no shyness here. We need to know where you're at, what's happening, and what's holding you back, because we want to be able to give you guys all of the answers you need to be able to take some action today. Now, I saw a lot of realtors in here. I also saw some people that didn't raise their hand, which I assume that you guys are investors. So raise your hand if you are full-time investing in real estate right now. Fantastic. Congratulations, you guys. That is awesome. Raise your hand if you are doing residential investments. Okay. Commercial investments. Okay. Just a few. All right. Fantastic. All right. Raise your hand if you believe this is a good market. Notice. I want you guys to notice. All right. Here's the thing. The people that just raised their hand are the ones that believe this is a good market, which we're going to just assume that the rest of us that didn't raise our hands believe this is a bad market. And I see some heads shaking, right? And that's okay. We're okay with that. Because if you've been doing this long enough, I think what we can all agree on is that once you've been doing this for a little while, you kind of just know that this is just part of the game. It's just part of the game. We're going to go through a little bit of a weird new adjustment, right? Now, in this game, do you guys think there's going to be opportunities to invest?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, raise your hand if you believe there's going to be tons of opportunities to invest. All right, now everybody wants to raise their hand. Fantastic. And that's why we want to talk to you guys about these subject matters. Now, one of the things that I got from meeting with all 4 ladies is that these ladies, and I'm not kidding you guys, they are rock stars at what they do, but they are rock stars in a whole new level. They're rock stars because they're entrepreneurial minded. So I want to ask you guys some personal questions. Is that all right?
Yes.
Is that okay? I'm going to ask you guys, what does your day look like? I want to know what do you do to perform at the level that you're performing? What do you wake up and do? What do you focus your day on? I want to know more about what you do to play at the level that you're playing in. All right? Is that okay with you guys? And we'll start this side this time since we started at Erika last time.
So I'm laughing, guys, because I'm living my best life right now. I had a baby late in life, so I am 45 years old with a 3-year-old. And God's timing was so perfect on that because I put the work in early. I built my team early. I got into real estate at 26 years old, again, second career, right? Got in at 26 years old, started working my butt off, 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock at night. I remember that when my older kids were younger, I married into children, my older kids were younger, they lived at the office, They lived at the office, they slept at the office, they ate dinner at the office, they did their homework at the office. We put them in the car, we drove them home, put them in their bed, and that was our life for 5 years. And I realized I have to build a team. I started building a team. I started delegating the things that I was not good at. I started delegating the things that I didn't want to be doing. I learned systems, I learned tools, I learned processes. I learned to take myself out of the business. I realized that there's 2 things that happens in real estate. You work in your business, and you have to make time to work on your business. If you do not make time to work on your business, you will never be able to step out. At that point, most realtors, all we do is own our job. We are not business owners, we own our job, that's it, right? I decided I wanted to own a business, a true business that I could step away with. And what an amazing gift to have done that for 14 years. It took me 14 years to develop my team that could run without me. So when I did have my gift from God, miracle baby, I was able to take almost a year off of maternity leave to be with him at home. And I, of course, off for us type of mentality. I can imagine that any of these ladies being held back at home, you're going crazy in your head. So my off was still doing Zoom meetings, still leading my team, still doing everything I had to do. But the caveat was systems and processes and knowing it. And not just in here, typed out, written out, so that everybody knew if there's ever a question, refer back to this document. It tells you exactly what our process is. Putting the systems in place, putting automation in place. So getting all those things started. So with all that being said, today, Ruby today at 45 years old versus 26-year-old Ruby, I am at the office by 10 a.m. and I leave at 6 o'clock because I got to go home and relieve the nanny. And I say that because I feel very guilty about that as a woman, as a mom. That is one of the, and unfortunately, a man will never, ever, ever, ever understand mom guilt. I think it's a true, real thing, right? And so I confess this to you guys, that I'm only there from 10 to 6. But you know what? I hustle my ass off, or can I say ass on the microphone? Okay. I hustle my butt off between that 10 to 6 p.m. And the crazy thing is, guys, I'm getting just as much stuff done between 10 to 6 p.m. than I was between 8 p.m. and midnight. The only thing is now, every time I look at the things to do on my list, I'm like, anytime I BS throughout the day and go chit-chat, which I love to talk, so it happens quite often, I'm taking time away from my baby in the evening.
We have noticed.
Really? I don't get that vibe? So, and I share that with you because, again, I know a lot of people have to get out, be there the first person in the morning, do this and do this. Do it early, do it often, and in the future you won't have to do it.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. You want to keep going?
So I'm a big believer in working smarter, not harder. But the way my day goes, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I like to wake up early. I like to read my Bible in the morning and meditate. And then right after that, I like to go work out. Once I go work out, then I come back, I get my kids ready. So I get to the office around 9:15. And the first thing I do is I get on a daily huddle with my manager. And we go over all of the offers that were sent from yesterday's for our acquisitions. I go through each offer, I listen to the calls because I want to make sure that my acquisitions are going through the offer process correctly, and then I analyze what is it that they offer, what other exit strategies we have for that one deal, and then after that I go to any appointments. But literally my day goes on analyzing, making offers, going to appointments, and talking to sellers. That's it. I'm not dealing with lunch here, lunch there, taking pictures there, look at me. No, I'm like straight boiler room. We're there getting things done, making offers, talking to sellers, going to appointments. We're not BSing with like nothing else and this and that. So that's pretty much how my day goes. I'm either making offers, looking at offers, analyzing deals, or talking to sellers or going to appointments. That's what I do all day. Every day. From 9 to 4, I go home by 4 o'clock because I want to be home. Yes, I want to be home when my kids get home. There's times where I do not get home at 4, but I try. I try.
Step it up now.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So I think that Me and Andrea have a lot of things in common, right? We're soul sisters in that. Not only entrepreneur women, but also in the fact that I believe that your day is best started with some time for yourself, right? Take time to do your spirituality. If you're religious, then maybe it's prayer or reading the Bible, right? For me, it's meditation, it's yoga, and then after that, I love to do some workouts. So sometimes that's running outside, sometimes that's at the gym. Whatever it is, I always feel that it brings me more energy, and I feel a lot better once I sit down at my computer, right? I'm more energized, I'm ready to get the day going, I'm ready to knock out some deals, call some clients, and things like that. So those are some of the things that have helped me be successful. Once I'm actually at my desk, I'm not a person that has a lot of processes in place and all that stuff. It drives me crazy, right? I'm a real simple person. I make my to-do list for that day, and I try to knock it out. And that's it, okay? Take care of yourself, make your to-do list, take care of your business, and then when it's time to go home, take care of your family, okay? 3 things that you can do to be successful. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that.
I love it. Let's keep going.
Awesome. Well, in my case, I'm an empty nester. I'm single, so as you know, I'm not a morning person, so my routine is totally different. So I start working at 10 in the morning. I don't do meetings, calls, anything before 10, but I can work until 10, 11, 12 p.m. I don't socialize much. It's like when nobody's calling or texting, I can focus more on my work. So that is more of me. I listen to you guys and I'm like, girls.
That's okay. They're soul sisters, but we're soul sisters.
Yeah, that's 4:30 a.m. I'm like, no, I can't. I mean, I can, but my eyes, like, they are dry. Like, I'm going to go back. So this
body
is me.
rejects that.
Yeah, I woke up at 6 in the morning during 18 years with my kids. So now they are gone, they're married. I'm ready to sleep until I don't use an alarm. And I recommend you guys do that. Don't use an alarm. I wake up when God sends the sun of the light of the sun, and I wake up. I'm ready.
Hey,
You're getting a round of applause for that one.
Hey, listen. That's when you know you reach success, when you can sleep till you are done sleeping.
Ya, les decía que yo me levanto a la hora que Diosito me manda la luz del sol y yo estoy lista. Ok, yo no uso alarma, mis hijos ya se casaron, vivo sola. Entonces ya mi rutina es totalmente diferente. Yo empiezo a trabajar a las 10 de la mañana y no tengo hora de salida. No tengo mucha rutina. Why? Because I didn't want to work in corporate to have a schedule and system to follow. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in reality because I want to be free, but I want to make money. So lo que yo hago para ser libre pero crear dinero es tener sistemas y tener asistentes que hacen lo que yo no hago. Yo no hablo con clientes. I don't speak to sellers or buyers. As you can notice, English is my second language, and I have this beautiful Latin accent, so not all people accent or understand. So, lo que yo hago es tener a alguien que sea un fregón en inglés y que hablen por mí. Alguien que sea más organizado que yo y que me ayude. Alguien que se levante más temprano que yo y que me ayude. Y todos felices. A lo mejor mis pagos son más altos, pero mi calidad de vida es más alta. Pero eso es en este nivel de mi vida. A lo mejor cuando empecé corría como gallina sin cabeza por todos lados, pero después un día me enfermé de estrés y dije, okay, never forget your purpose. Why did you start in the first place?
Pero eso es cuando tienes que hacerlo, cuando tienes la energía para hacerlo, ¿verdad? Porque ya te pones una cierta edad y no quieres estar haciendo vuelto y vuelto de todas esas cosas. Quieres tener en libertad de tener la vida que quieres. Que trabajaste tan duro para hacer esta vida y ahora puedes disfrutar esta vida.
Yeah, I was a very good daughter. I was a very good mom. I was a very good wife. I'm accomplished. Now it's my time to do what I enjoy, what I love, enjoy my money, my houses. I teach my kids how to work, how to buy houses. Now do your life, be happy. And this is my life. This is in my case. And I do have systems and processes too.
I love it.
I like her.
And I just want to kind of say something for the people that are starting. Just don't, I know we do hit a point in our life where we can do that, but I know people when they start, they feel that they have that luxury where they're like, oh, I can get up at 10, 11. No, if you're getting started, you're going to have to wear all of the hats. You're going to have to be the first one. You're going to have to be the last one. So then you're able to create a life where you can go back with your kids whenever you want. But at the beginning, you're going to have to put in that work. I'm sorry. It's not just that easy.
I'm so happy you mentioned that, because I think normally when we have panels like this, the typical response is we've gotten to the point where there are folks around us that surround us, that help us. We have systems, we have processes. We've built this ecosystem around us that gives us a lot of freedom. But that gives the wrong impression to people that are starting. So I'm happy that you brought that up, because what we don't tell you is the sleepless nights, the waking up super early, the getting home super late, the things that you give up along the way to get to that point, to get to the point where you've built these things because you've taken extra time to create this new system in your head, but now you have to put it on paper and you have to document everything, and then you have to find someone, you can delegate it to.
Talent.
And then if you're like me, you want everything done perfectly. and it's hard to find someone who can achieve that.
Oh,
it's
quick.
the 80%.
That's right, 80-20.
Actually, I got that from you.
Yes, sir. So I tell everybody I run across, you have to learn, if you're going to delegate out, you're going to build a team, whether it's a team for real estate investment, anything that you're going to do, you have to learn to live by the 80-20 rule. And what that is, that nothing will ever be or come out 100% as you intended, and that's okay. Be okay with that. There's always going to be that 20%, whether it's a house that I wanted to tear down that wall, but budget don't let me do it, or it's a relationship. I like him, but 50% of him irritates me, right? It goes across anything. 80-20 rule. There's always going to be 20% of the situation that you didn't get to finish or do. Nobody, I promise you guys, nobody in the world is going to realize that you didn't do that 20%. You are the only person who realizes that 100% wasn't done. And as long as 80% of it is done 100% of the time by other people, you're going to do fabulous.
So at White Picket, we have a saying, imperfect action is better than no action.
Praise Jesus.
Right? And so we prefer at any given moment to take imperfect action or delegate imperfect action.
Well, and it goes back to, again, you see a lot of people, you get really busy in real estate. As your business starts to grow, whatever business you're in, your responsibility grows, your time that you can put into it grows, right? And you have to delegate. A lot of times you are going to get to the point where you have to, as you build a big business, you're human. You can only do so much. You get to a point where you have to delegate it out. And when you do that, it is better to have somebody doing it 100% of the time, because that is their job, but they may only do it 80% as good as you do, but they do it 100%, and that means they're still doing it better than you, because they're doing it more often.
Yeah, and one of the things that has helped all of us in our company is that we have what is called a people analyzer. It's like we all have our own scorecard, right? So you don't have to be the harsh person to tell that person, hey, are you hitting your goals? Are you hitting your metrics? They actually could see that in paper on what the things that they need to improve or what things that they're slacking on. So they see it, either they're going to fix it or they're going to just weave themselves out of there, because they're going to be like, I can't handle, because real estate is a fast-paced industry. If you don't know how to move quick and think quick, you're going to just get run over. So those are the things that I do with my people analyzer. What are the things that you feel you can improve? And I let them answer so they can kind of analyze it on their own, and they put it there, and then I go on the next week, let me see if you improved on those things, because that goes for myself too. What do I feel that I could improve? Because we all have room for improvement. So those are the things that helps us in our company, because we all analyze ourselves and our scorecard. And then when we have our weekly meetings, our level 10 meetings, we go over our scorecards and see, hey, did we do what we said we were going to do? Did we improve on the things we need to improve, or do we need another week for more improvement? But it helps us because we're all watching it. So it's not like, oh, you're just picking on me or you're just picking on me. No, we're all trying to improve here. So it's like we build a community and we all hold each other accountable. And people love to be held accountable. If you're not holding them accountable, you're letting them just make their own decisions. And you don't want to let employees make their own decisions. So make sure you hold them accountable.
Do you have a sheet, a spreadsheet, or some way that you do the people accountability?
Yes. If you guys go to EOS, it's called Entrepreneur Operations System. They have the people analyzers there that you guys can get sheets from, a copy, and they have the scorecards that you guys can get a copy from
EOS.
EOS.com.
I really love that because I can speak to that. I really like that because obviously we are always our own worst critics, right? So I would imagine that they're going to be harder on themselves than you would ever be because you're like, I don't want to hurt their feelings.
It's all psychology, guys. Once you learn to play psychology, you don't have to tell people nothing. You just show them and they're going to tell. Like, you tell them a story and they're like, oh, wow, I guess I am slacking. And I don't even have to tell them that they're slacking, right? So that's the best way because you're not being like a leader where like, hey, well, what's going on? No, you're putting it down on the table. He's looking, you're looking. We both know what the problem is.
Just out of curiosity, how many people here are looking to scale their business and grow their business? Raise your hand if you're looking to grow your business in 2024. Fantastic. Good. Great. I know that the world changes when you realize that you can have someone as your right-hand person and delegate those tasks. But I love this idea of the EOS. I'm actually going to look it up and see how we can implement. You too?
I'm all like EOS.
Yeah, let me write that down.
EOS, love it.
I actually signaled it over there. Hey, somebody write that down for me.
It's based on the book Traction.
You know,
I don't know if anyone's read
I love this because when we all talked and when we hang out and we're having these conversations, these are the things that happen, right? Like we get a chance to mastermind around what works, what doesn't work, what are we implementing, what's not working, and hopefully you guys can take some of those golden nuggets and implement them right into your own businesses because that's what we want you guys to leave with. Now, when you signed up, I made a promise to you guys, and I promised you guys that you were going to leave with a ton of value. And I want to talk about something that not a lot of people talk about, which is marketing. How many of you guys want to learn about marketing today? Yeah? Okay, how many of you guys don't want to learn about marketing? How many of you guys are not going to raise your hand at all today? That's all right, we'll forgive you. We're cool. I want to talk about what marketing works. What are you guys doing to make it work? And flat out, what's not working for you guys? Let's give everybody some golden nuggets. I think we started this side last time, so we're going to start this side.
Well, in my case, I have different. Can you hear me there? ¿Me oyen? ¿No me oyen? Ahí. Ya se oye mejor, ¿verdad? En mi caso es diferente porque aparte de lo que yo hago, también enseño a gente cómo invertir. So many of my deals, they come from my students and from my clients. Entonces enseño a la gente cómo encontrar propiedades y ellos los traen. Ese es uno de mis canales de marketing más fuertes. ¿Por qué? Porque no es lo mismo que yo mande un marketing a que 5 personas manden marketing. So, para mí eso es muy importante. Cold calling ha funcionado, pero los últimos 6 meses ha sido difícil. Y Josué, que es el que brinda aquí el servicio, se los recomiendo, por cierto, si buscan asistentes virtuales bilingües, él tiene un sistema buenísimo. Honestamente, los últimos 6 meses yo he visto un cambio. Las cash offers are not working anymore. You have to be more creative, as they say. So, en mi caso, ha sido el encontrar compradores. Look at this, my perfect buyer is a contractor because they spend less money on repairs, okay? Y aparte ellos se pueden quedar con las casas también. A veces ellos son tus perfectos compradores. When I started teaching, I was looking to teach wholesaling, but then I find out that my students, Hispanic students, they didn't want to do wholesaling, they wanted to buy the properties. So, I said, I think I'm doing something wrong. So, lo que hice es enseñarles cómo buscar y después decidir si lo que daba o no. Para mí, esa es mi mayor fuente de marketing orgánico, Facebook. I'm posting, like, not that often. I'm not much in social media. But social media is very, very hard for me for leads. And third one is cold calling. I don't do text messages. I don't do bandit signs. I don't do any other thing. Just giving classes. Teaching people. I do radio since 2016. So I talk to people about how to sell their properties. So they tell me. So for me, that works a lot. I can close, in the last 4 years, I closed like deals, like 150 deals.
Fantastic. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you for sharing. So you mentioned a couple of things. Your biggest pipeline is through helping other people do what they want to do. And I find that really interesting because I love the fact that you mentioned it's not the same if you send out a piece of marketing versus 5 people sending out a piece of marketing and then they're coming to you for advice and guidance and counseling on that. And I know that you do a lot of that where people can call you and ask you for advice and you will actually help them work through a deal as well. That's fantastic. All right, let's keep going.
So I think marketing is a sensitive topic because it really, really, really depends on what type of industry you're working in, right? If you're a wholesaler like her, maybe you got to do bandit signs. Maybe you got to do cold calls, right? Or if you're a realtor like her, you need to, try to go after buyers. And how are you going to get buyers? Well, talking to family members and friends, right? So for us, in the lending institution, it's really, really similar to what realtors do. Networking is key. And networking, I'm a strong believer that works in any industry. It doesn't matter what you're in. If you find some time to go to some networking events and meet other people, you can get business, okay? You promote yourself, you connect with people, and even if you don't necessarily do business with that person, you may do business with somebody that they know, right? They can refer you somebody. So networking is number one source for generating business that's free. Number 2 that I've used and has been very successful for me is social media. And I'm not talking about ads. There's nothing wrong with ads. You can run ads if that's your thing, right? But that costs money. So for a lot of people that are starting out, the best way for you to do is organic posting. Post what you're doing, right? You don't necessarily want to be real salesy because that turns a lot of people off. And if you've ever taken any marketing classes, you know that. So it's really good to switch it up, have a little bit of diversity. Sometimes you might put a post about what you're doing with your family that day. Sometimes it's about the deal you just closed, right? Or something new that you have coming up. So keep it organic, switch it up, and if you use 2 of those methods for your business, it doesn't matter what type of industry you're in, it's gonna work.
I want to point out.
Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. I also want to point out that both of these ladies are being super modest about their social media. If you're not following, actually everyone up here is rock stars. They're rock stars on social media. Look them up, please. You're gonna find that they are being very modest about the fact of how they're posting and whatnot. They're not totally telling you everything about it. And I want to clear some of that up. The reason why they're finding success on social media is because they're speaking directly to their niche. And I know that because I studied them in detail before I interviewed them, and I realized that all of them are going on social media and saying, if you want to learn to do this or if you want to do that, this is how you do it. And they're speaking to a certain person, not just in general. They're not just throwing random stuff out unless it's about personal stuff, which is great too, because people want to do business with people that they like and trust. But I see you on social media often, and you're speaking directly to your crowd. You're speaking directly to the people that are gonna potentially bring you clients. And I think that's where we all fail sometimes. It's we just want to see what sticks. We throw whatever we can think of on social media, and then we wonder why we're not getting leads. And that necessarily doesn't work. Go ahead.
I have to ask him for the mic. I forgot to mention, guys, I am hosting, and this is another thing that you should do, is you should add value, right? Add value to the people, to your social media crowd, add value to the people you're networking with by offering them opportunities to join you in classes, or you yourself give some classes about your business, okay? We do a lot of that in our industry, and that has always, always, always made people come to us and gravitate to us and refer other people because we're giving these ongoing classes. And that right there is giving people value. So what is you in your industry, what value can you provide for those people? So yeah, that's what he's talking about. We do a lot of marketing for classes. And we are hosting a CRM class. So are you guys all familiar with what a CRM is? Raise your hand if you are.
We are.
All right, customer retention management system, right? There's this awesome one that we're using in the development company. It has everything all in one, aside from the AI, because all of them have AI, but you can literally run funnels. You can run lead forms, surveys, ask for Google reviews. You can even host your website on it, okay? Send mass emails, texts, everything. And I'm not selling that product. But because the product is so good, I've asked my marketing guy to give that class to my network. And that's me giving value to them, sharing things, tools that work for me with them.
All right, awesome. All right, let's keep going. Marketing.
Yes. So marketing, guys, it's a big deal. As for me, because I spend about like $15,000 in marketing a month, it's a big deal to me. So the first thing I like to look is the data of my marketing, right? If I'm gonna send out a campaign, if I'm gonna pull a list for cold calling, I'm looking at my KPIs every day, because I wanna know what my marketing is doing for me. So I do cold calling, I do SMS. I did slow down on the SMS, but I'm a big believer with SMS if you know how to use it right. And I also do, PPC. I do my websites and things like that, which I love that because those leads are ready. And I only do those 3 marketing channels, but the way I do it is because I look at my marketing. I'm not just like, hey, I'm going to spend all this in marketing and let's see what we get. Every day I'm looking, what kind of leads did we get? How many leads did we get from that particular campaign? What lists are working better and which are not? So the ones that are working better, I use those more, and the ones that are not, I don't use. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to do marketing. It's how you do your marketing. Because marketing is how you get their attention. So if you're not getting their attention, then you need to try different things. If SMS wasn't working for certain people, it's because what was on that message that was not getting you those response. If cold calling wasn't working, it's, hey, are you changing the phone numbers? Are you cleaning out the list? There's a lot of things that go behind all these softwares, and if you don't know how to do it and use it right, then it's not going to work. So I'm a big believer on looking at your software, making sure you're using them efficiently, checking your KPIs every day. That's the first thing I look at when I go to work. I look at what happened yesterday with my marketing, with my acquisitions, with my transactions, everything. I want to see it all. So it tells me a story. So numbers don't lie, people do. Yep. So I look at everything that happened yesterday, and it tells me if my marketing is going in a good direction or if it's going in a bad direction. And if it's going in a bad direction, I change it. I change the list. I'll change this until I see what I want to see. And that's how I'm able to do my marketing right? Because marketing is not just, oh, I pull a list, or I do this, I do that. No, it's how are you doing it efficiently? How is it working? Are you changing the templates? I mean, these things have to be changed all the time. You can't put a template and expect for it to work for 6 months. I change my templates at least every week. I change my number twice a week because now I'm a new person calling the same lead, because what happens is if you contact that seller at the wrong time, they're going to tell you, I'm not interested. But guess what? I'm still contacting that seller in a different number. And it's all about catching them at the right time. So I don't even give up on my leads that say I'm not interested. I still call them, but I'll call them from a different number because it's all about timing, guys. Timing. You catch them at the right time, they're going to sell. You know, it could be just the 1 week prior before, and I'll be like, no, I'm not interested. I'll call them the week after, and they're interested. It happens to me all the time. So that's how I manage my marketing.
So cold calling, text messaging, which we know text messaging is changing a lot because of restrictions that we have oncoming. Cold calling, text messaging, and PPC. That's
and then fantastic. A lot of also JVs from other people. Like she said, if you bring value, you're going to attract people. So make sure that you make yourself a valuable person on this time, that if you feel like it's a slow time, use this time to educate yourself, to make yourself more valuable. I didn't get here just out of nowhere. I had to educate myself. I started off just like you guys, starting wholesaling, and I slowly started developing myself to more exit strategies by learning on my time that I was off, that I had time to learn. So make sure you're using your time efficiently.
Awesome. All right, we're running out of time, so we're gonna get to the last one here. But I want to ask you something before you touch on that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing, by the way. I hear this from realtors all the time as a broker. I bought a bunch of leads and they all sucked.
They suck.
And I can't stand it when I hear that because we all know the truth, and you said it right now, right?
They didn't work them.
They just didn't work them. What are you using that works? What's not working for you, Ruby?
Well, so what was your question? What am I using?
What marketing are you using that works and what's not working?
So first I want to say a couple of things about what she said is inspect what you expect, always. Because you can't put it out there. I'm fabulous at delegating, and I have to go back and inspect what I expect. You put it out there, make sure it's rocking out. The second thing that she spoke on, and what he actually spoke on too, is the fortune is in the follow-up. No truer statement. My longest running follow-up was 10 years. I called that lady every 6 months for 10 years until she was ready to buy. Because guess what? I got systems, I got processes, I put in the database, and every 6 months, boop, her number was there. 6 months later, boop, and I just called my list, right? So fortune's in the follow-up. Follow-up, that's timing. When they're ready, how many times have you avoided a phone call because you were like in the middle of doing something and you just couldn't take the phone call? It wasn't a good moment for you then, but they call you at a different time, a different day, fabulous. So absolutely that's it. Now when it comes to marketing, I'm kind of like these ladies. I got a lot of different things going on. One of the things she spoke to about was the social media. I like to call it focus on your 4 pillars. You have 4 things that you got to know. If you're like me, I overthink stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what can I post? I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. Guess what? When I realized there's really 4 things that I'm passionate about and I love, what are those 4 things? Real estate, my family, specifically my baby because he's adorable and I'm obsessed with him, and investing. You know, I love the investing part of it. So put it all out there. People work with people they know, love, and trust. So they want to see all aspects of you. They want to see the realtor that's giving them the information. They want to see the investor that's flipping those properties. They want to see you spending that quality time with your kids. They want to see you having fun on vacation. They want to see that because they want to work with people they know, love, and trust. I could be friends with her. I want to do business with her because I could be friends with her, right? That's the things that they have. So one, and then the other thing is on social media, if you're going to get into it, whether it's video, posting, whatever it is, the key is consistency. If you're going to do it if you're going to post once a week, then by golly, post once a week, every day, once a week religiously. If it's going to be every day, do it every day. Make the decision what it's going to be and do it consistently. Well, that's what I have to say about the social media aspect of it. Plus, the other thing is when it comes to like video, y'all, I was blown away when my real estate coach told me he wanted to be posting all sorts, like 20 pieces of content a day. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, it's not that hard. You do one video, and you put that one video on YouTube, you splice it up, you make a reel out of it, you put it on TikTok, you put it on YouTube Shorts, you put it on Facebook Shorts, on Facebook Reels, on your personal page or your business page. Diversify. Don't overthink it. Oh, should I put it on my business page? Should I put it on my personal page? Yes, both. Put it everywhere, get it out there. And then, of course, obviously I'm wearing a crown, right? So that is a really big piece of my personal marketing. I'm the Texas Queen of Real Estate. I wear the crown every single day, guys. It's intense, okay? It's a little heavy sometimes. It's a heavy burden to bear, but it's so worth it. Then here's the thing. I joke about it. Obviously, not everybody's going to be comfortable when you're doing something crazy like this. But this is the thing. If you have something that sets you apart from everybody else, do it. Go with it. Accentuate that because what makes us unique is what makes us special, what makes people want to work with us, right? And have that thing. And honestly, guys, as crazy as the crown is, I am all in on I'm the Texas Queen of Real Estate, and I am all in. I wear the crown. This is my business card. My business card is a pen. You can have it, girl. You can have it. With the information. There you go. All y'all.
Look at that. She just got replaced.
Pass them down. Oh, you get a pen. You got to pass them down. There you go. Everybody gets a pen. Yeah, y'all come afterwards. Everybody, I'm like Oprah. You get a pen. You get a pen. I got plenty for y'all. But no. And here's the thing. So guys, this is crazy, right? How often do you give a card to people and they're like, oh, thanks. Right? It's crazy. I have had people, they're like, oh, this is the normal response to the crown. Happy birthday. Oh, it's not my birthday. Oh, why are you wearing a crown? Glad you asked. I'm the Texas Queen of Real Estate. I always pull out my pen. I am the Texas Queen of Real Estate. I buy, sell. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you can say you know the Queen. Thank you so much. And the normal reaction I get is, when I used to give a business card, I literally had somebody say, oh, girl, you don't got to pull it out. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to throw it away. I pull these out, and they're like, oh, my God, this is so adorable. Can I keep this? People will not remember what you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. You know, so it doesn't have to be a pen. It doesn't have to be anything other than sometimes just giving them a good feeling of your true self of who you are. And y'all, when it comes to wearing this crown, you have to have a mental shift and be like, you know what, if I'm going to wear the crown, if I'm going to have the audacity to walk around wearing this crown, calling myself the Texas Queen of Real Estate, I better bring it, right? I better bring it. And that's the thing is when you love your unique self and you're willing to put it out there for the world, they're going to love you too because they're going to remember how you made them feel in that moment with you.
I love that. Test, test, test. Can you guys
hear me? Let's give a big giant round of applause. Let's give all of our panelists a big giant round of applause. This is fantastic information. Now we're a little bit over on time. Can we get 5 more minutes with you guys? Because we want to share a little bit more. All right, fantastic. I want to make sure that we respect your time, and we wanted to give you guys a full solid hour. We're right there right now. And this wouldn't be a all-women panel if I didn't ask you this last question. And then we're going to open up to just a couple of questions. Of course, if you guys want to learn more, know more about our panelists, guess where they're at? On social media. And that's where you can find them all. But I want to ask you guys this. We started on this side last time, so Ruby, you got this one first. What challenges does this industry give you as a woman?
The burden of home care and child care will always fall on the woman. And the hardest thing for me was coming home and still having to cook, still having to clean, still having to do laundry. And yeah, my husband picks up the slack, but it is not the same. So actually, I will say this, when people ask me about team building and delegating out, my first hire, yes ma'am. What'd she say? Oh, can you hear me? Oh, that's nice, I like that. Hey, why didn't y'all tell me? So one of the things when I started, as a mother, as a woman, getting into real estate and developing a business, the first hire that I made was a nanny, was a housekeeper. Y'all, she's my wife. She's my boo thing. You know, she cooks, she cleans, she does the laundry, takes care of my children, because I work hard during the day. And when, girl, it's nice. I can see why people want wives. They're amazing. We do it all, right? A wife does it all. We cook, we clean, we take care of the children, we do everything. Yes, and so that's why my first hire was somebody to delegate, so I'm my house manager. Somebody could take all that stuff off of me, because when I get home, I want to spend quality time with my husband and my kids. I don't want to be doing the cooking and the cleaning, right? And so that was always the biggest challenge was part of that, was getting that off. Once I was able to get that out, then hey, mom guilt is always a thing. It's never going to go away. I just had to learn to work around it, work within the parameters, and make it so that I didn't feel as bad about it. And guess what? I want to be like her when I grow up. I want to be leaving at 4 o'clock. I was feeling guilty about leaving at 6, but I hear you leaving at 4. I'm like, I can do that, because you know what, guys? When you work hard, you put the work in, you build your team, you get your delegate stuff out. You deserve, as a woman, like she said, we have to have our quality time for ourselves. We have to delegate out the things, because if it is important to us to grow our business, then delegate the things that you're not good at, that you don't want to do, that can help take it off your plate, so that you can focus on the things that you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that goes to, like, I don't want to wake up at 4, but that's the time I have time. So I can either make an excuse and say, oh, I don't want to wake up at 4, or get it done because I know that's the time. But going back to what you were saying, what are the challenges?
Challenges that you face as a woman in this industry.
Well, honestly, I never see challenges as challenges. I see them as opportunities, because then that's the way I look at everything. Is as even if it looks like a challenge, because if it's a challenge, there's going to be an opportunity that's going to come out of that. You know, you're going to learn from it. So that's how I look at it. I don't really look at them as I never look at anything as a challenge, because if you see it as a challenge, it's going to be a roadblock in your mind. But if you see it as an opportunity, you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go through this thing and nothing's going to get in the way. So that's kind of how I tackle that. I don't look at it as challenges. I look at it as opportunity of growth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add real quick, because I was thinking about it as specifically as people who are in investing, specifically speaking to the investing side of it. I would say, and I can guarantee that all the women can concur, when it comes to one of the challenges as a female investor is people think we don't know. They think we don't know our numbers. They think we don't know the costs. They think we don't know how much it's going to take to renovate a property, to buy it, all that other stuff. So one of the things that I made sure to do is, and again, I know they all agree, is know your numbers solid. Know your ARV. Know your after repair value. Know your purchase price. Because when you know your numbers and you pay attention to how much you're spending on these renovations, people cannot take advantage of you. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. And when they're trying to give you a crazy number, you're like, my contractor can get me a way better price. That's ridiculous. No, thank you. Bye. Because unfortunately, that is something that I don't know if they've run into, but I've run into several times where people think they're going to pull the wool over my eyes. They don't anymore, because I know my stuff now. You know, my numbers.
My husband's a contractor, so I rule over him.
The question is, what are the challenges that you face as a woman in this industry?
I think that the biggest challenge is just the misconception that women can't do the same things that men can do, as far as in, finance industry. The finance industry is heavily dominated by men, right? And so it was funny, because my husband always tells me, the people that I see do the best in real estate are women. It's always women that are the top sellers and the top producers. And I was like, yeah, you got a point, But I think just that misconception, right? Because it gets to you as a woman. You think, okay, well, I'm competing with a man. I'm competing with a male in this. So are they more likely to go with him than with me for this loan product? But in actuality, I think it's just a misconception, right? We just believe things that are not actual. And as far as challenges in the development sphere, there's definitely male-dominated industry, right? But the advantage that I have right now is that my husband plays a huge role in that company, so I can't take full credit for that, right? If it wasn't for him, it's same thing like you. He runs a construction company, so he handles all the subcontractors. I deal with the cities. I deal with the engineers and the architects, and he takes care of the subs. So we have a good team together. And as far as like women tasks, cooking at home and taking care of the kids, same thing, man. There's a lot of men nowadays that help their wives a ton with that type of stuff. And I've been lucky enough that I haven't had to take that all on my plate by myself. So big props to my husband. He's actually in the back over there.
Give this guy a round of applause.
Hey, ladies, get yourself a wife. It's nice.
Ok, mi turno.
Yeah, ready.
Bueno, en mi caso es diferente, porque creo que mis retos no eran en sí en general en la industria, era un reto personal, porque siendo inmigrante primera generación, empresaria primera generación en mi familia, en un país que no era el mío, and being in rooms with only men from other cultures, from other backgrounds, other language, and me being a traditional woman, it was hard to believe that I could do it. It was hard to believe that I could succeed in this industry. I don't think I can say that someone treated me in the bad way. I ever feel it. Nobody was racist to me, or no people that has been awesome to me, but I think it was more of a personal challenge. Me believing that I could do it, that I was strong enough, that I could make it. I think that was my challenge. En mi caso fue difícil el creer en mí misma. La gente siempre me trató muy bien. Yo no me puedo quejar que me trataron así porque no hablaba inglés o porque era mujer. No, pero creo que las mujeres tenemos ese reto de, primero, de creer que lo podemos hacer, y segundo, de hacerlo bien. porque naturalmente estamos diseñadas diferentes que los hombres. Nuestra energía femenina nos lleva a ser conciliadoras, al negociar y querer darle más dinero por su casa, pero si le das más no es buen negocio. Tienes que ser asertiva, tienes que ser directa, negociar, ser seria, no sonreír mucho porque parece que estás coqueteando. No vestir muy sexy porque no te toman en serio. Y si eres guapa, te van a invitar a comer para hablar de negocios y al final van a hablar de que quieren algo contigo. Entonces es aprender que como mujer tienes muchos beneficios que los hombres no tienen, pero también tienes retos diferentes, no más ni menos, simplemente diferentes, pero creo que para mí fueron retos más personales.
Gracias, gracias. Vamos a darle un aplauso. Guys, I just want to let you guys know this has been a fantastic panel, and out of many panels that I've been a part of, this is by far the one I've enjoyed the most. I've gotten a chance to get to know all of you guys on a more personal level. Now I know we're all friends, but we got a chance to actually hang out. We got a chance to interview you personally. If you guys did not check out the interviews that we have together, the one-on-ones that we did, I encourage you guys to check those out because we covered some really in-depth topics. We're out of time, unfortunately. I know, how sad, right? But we're going to take just one or two questions. We're going to close out, and then we're going to go downstairs and mingle with you guys. Does that sound good? You guys want to do that? All right. So if you have a question, we're going to go ahead and take one or two questions, and then we'll go from there. If not, yes. Come on up here.
So how are you guys managing the negative stuff about rates with investors? What approach are you guys giving them, and how are you redirecting that to a positive manner?
Did you get the question?
So when it comes to rates, the thing is, I always tell people, hey, listen, in the 80s, the rates got up to like 17, 18%. These are not high rates. We are normalizing the rates. The 2%, the 3% was a gift. If you did not take advantage of that gift, that is on you, and you don't want to miss out now, because unfortunately what's going to happen is, yes, rates will go down eventually, and in the meantime, values will continue to go up. So while, yes, the rates are normalizing, they are not as low as they were, you are never going to see that gift again. Take advantage now and grab the equity that you can, because values will continue to grow. And you have to focus on that, because we have to get people to understand these are normal rates. The 2%, the 3% were a gift.
Yeah, and what I like to tell people is date the rate, marry the house. So the rates are going to change. I'm not saying they're going to probably ever drop to the 2 or the 3, but they will drop some. So people can always refi out. So it's like, hey, you got the house that you wanted. Date the rate. You don't have to have this rate for the rest of your life, but at least you have the house that you wanted. So that's kind of how I tell them, and they're kind of like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, I know I'm right.
Do you live in the rate or do you live in the payment?
¿Puedo
And most
agregar un
people do.
poquito a eso? Yo les diría, no le teman al interés. Yo tengo casas donde estoy pagando 10, 12% de interés. ¿Por qué? Porque no tienen acceso a crédito. Obviamente las rentas tienen que justificar y tengo que ser muy cuidadosa con mis tenants, que no me la dañen, que no se vayan a ir cada 6 meses. Pero yo tengo propiedades pagando 10, 12% de interés financiadas por el dueño. So, yo les recomiendo mucho, a mí me funciona seller finance. I buy owner financed properties. Como puedan pagar la renta y que me queden mínimo $200, yo estoy feliz que paguen renta y se pague PITI. Obviamente en cuanto se pueda hay que refinanciar, pero I see 8%, I'm like, that's low.
Y lo bueno de esa estrategia es que de todos modos estás acumulando todo el equity. Aunque estés pagando el 10%, el 12%, lo que pagues no importa, es la ganancia que estás acumulando en el tiempo que la tienes.
We don't buy houses, we buy numbers. No compramos casas, compramos números. It's just a little bit riskier, yes it is. But it's what I found. I was like, well, I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna go with it in my case. But now I know more. I've been for 8 years in the business, and anyway, I'm still buying. For me, 8% is still good.
Yeah. What's your perspective from a lender perspective?
So we get a lot of kickback from specific type of clients. It's not typically your first time buyers that are going to give you kickback on rate. It's not your builders that are going to give you kickback on rate. It's those people that are buying second homes and the investors, right, that are going to give you kickback on rate. And in actuality, the truth is, if you tell them, look at 2020. When people bought homes in 2020, right now, they have over 100K in equity, right? If they would have waited and bought a home right now, they would have paid 100K more for it. If you just tell them that, they're going to understand, okay, if I buy now, I'm going to build equity. If I wait and buy 2 years from now or a year from now when the rates drop, I'm going to buy that house at least 20 to 30K more than I can get it right now.
Awesome. Does that answer your question? That was a fantastic question. Thank you so much. I think it's an important question for us to touch on because we're all dealing with that. Every one of us is dealing with that. All right. We are out of time, you guys. Let's give everyone up here a giant round of applause. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. The Texas Queen of Real Estate will offer everyone a pen. There we go. The Oprah Queen of Real Estate. We're going to go downstairs. We're going to mingle. We're going to hang out with you guys. We're going to answer all your questions on a personal level. We're going to have some beer. Let's get out there. Let's have a good time. Make sure you guys go on social media. Follow everyone up here. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys next time.